Hello everyone, welcome in my channel ASP.NET Core. Today I am going to show you CORE operation using Modal Pop in ASP.NET Core. So how to perform the CORE operation in using Modal Pop in ASP.NET Core. That is a simple thing you can do. So first of all, create a simple class that is an employee in which you have to add some properties like ID, name and email. And just after that that employee class will add into the application DB context to create a table for employee class. So after that you have to add migration into your project to add employee table into the database table. So must to add a migration like add migration employee table add and by using package manager console. So after that, the actually employee name in the migration is wrong, so just remove your migration and add a new migration again. So employee table add. Okay, now after that the next thing you can do that is controller. So add a new controller that is employees controller, and in which you can add the first action method that is index, where your all employees written in the form of table. So by using application DB context in the index method, you get all the employees which is existing in the database table. So first of all, initialize your application DB context in your employees controller, and after that you can get all these employees from database table. So this is the simple thing you can already done in previous video according to your previous according my previous video tutorials. So underscore context dot employees dot tool list. Okay, that all list of employees are getting easily, and you have to add index action method in our, or you can say the view, by using the scaffolding. So this is the simple view where your all employees get, and just removed that section. Okay, so if you want to add employees by using Modal pop-up, so just add a button control that is type is button, and the class is button primary, that is the BootStrap class we know very well. And in this project I am using BootStrap model features, so use data toggle and also use AJAX model. So you have to use AJAX model. The name is simple thing you can do. You can add any other name you have to want. So data and dash toggle equals to AJAX model, and the data target is actually the name of the model where you design. So just remember that thing, the data toggle, also data target, and the data URL. So data URL is when we click on the button, the create get action method which is existing in the employees controller to call. So just add the action name that is create, and that action name is related to the get method. Okay, so just use data URL URL dot action and the name of the action that is create, and the simple button controller button name is that create. So it is a simple. So I will use a data toggle, data target, and the data URL in site.js file. So after that add a partial view underscore employee model partial. Okay, in partial view add a model that is employee, and design a partial view according your BootStrap model. You know that the BootStrap model pop-up, we have some sections like model content, model header, model body, and model footer, and also model header have with the model titles. So that all these things included in the model. So just use div class model, and the model is fade. That is the type of animation you have to done in the bootstrap. So id is directly related to the button, you know, that add employee. And that div, again div class model dialog, that is the modal pop-up, and in which in the modal dialog you have to add that thing, that is the modal content. Modal dialog having with the modal content, and modal content have three things, that is the modal header, modal body, and the modal footer. So the modal header is included, that is the cross sign where you can close the modal anytime, and the title of the model, that is you want to add employees details. So just add a title, that is modal title. You can add h4 modal title, and id is related to add employee. Okay, so add employee label, and the name of the top of the model, that is add employee, and in which you can add a simple button control. The type is also button, and the data dismiss is related to your model. So data dismiss, what, that is the model, so must to add it here. The class is clause, data dismiss is model, and data save is also model, but in later session I will use. So here I'm using data dismiss is model, and in the span tag you have to add a cross symbol, just add x. Okay, so that is the modal header. Now just you have to add a modal body. So just class that all the things is in you have to see in bootstrap. So class modal body, and in which the modal body you have to add a form and action, that is create when that action is related to the post method actually. So div class is the form group, label is ASP.NET, and the name of the employee of the label, and input ASP.NET is name, and class is a form control, form control, and also validation supplied, span ASP validation for, that is related to the name, and class is danger, text danger. Okay, so that is related to the name, and similarly you have to design for the email. So ASP.NET is the email, and replace the name with the email. Now this is the body, this is the body of the model. Now just create a footer section, and in which the footer section you have to add two button, that is the save and the close button. So just add modal body, similarly you have to add modal footer. So in the modal content we have modal header, modal body, and modal footer, and modal content is actually existing in the modal dialog. Okay, so button is type button, and that button is related to the clause button. So class is clause, button primary, and data dismiss is related to the clause model. So model. Okay, here is here we have small m in the modal spell. Okay, so button type equals to button, and the second button for the save. So data save is used, and save what, that is the modal. So the name of the button is save. Now your partial class is ready, where you have to perform operation like detail section, like edit section and delete section also. And just after that you have to add the simple class is directly related to your jQuery. So just open www root folder site.js file, and in which you have to add when any if you want to click on any button that is related to your data toggle, where the data toggle is AJAX model. So use just button, and in the square bracket you have to add data toggle and AJAX model. Okay, just copy and paste it here. And after that, when we click on that button, just get the URL from the button where data URL is saved. So click function event, and first of all get the URL. So where URL equals to $sign, this is related to the button control, and dot data, and where the URL in the single quotation. What is the URL? That is the data URL that is exist. So URL is URL action, and that directly related to the get section of the create method. Okay, after a URL you have to pass the data in the get method. So $.get URL dot done function. In the done function you have to pass data, and just after got what, that is the model. So add that model on your placeholder, or you can say division. So just add a new division in your index.cs HTML file. So id is placeholder, you have to say placeholder here. Okay, so that id is just add it here, variable placeholder element. Okay, and placeholder element, so variable placeholder element and hash symbol of placeholder here, that is the id property of division. And just when get anything from the action method, just you have to use $.get URL dot done function data, and in a placeholder element dot HTML, what, that is the data that is getting from the by using get AJAX method. So that data is find model dot model, and in which show to add show. Okay, so that thing is used, that is the create get method. So public I action result, and you have to say create, and in which you can add employee employee emp equals to new employee, and just call partial view, return partial view, and the name of the partial view is underscore employee model partial, and also pass the employee. The name of the partial view is just rename and just copy and paste it here, employee model partial, and pass that employee in the partial view. So when we click on any on that button control, after that you have to add migration, that is update database. Okay, so when we click on any when we click on button that is that related to the add employee, so that simple model pass to the partial view and show that thing, add employee name and the emails. Okay, so how to save the data when entered in the model? So what you think to add, just after that the model actually appear on your placeholder. So placeholder element dot on, when we click on any save button, click on the save button, so placeholder dot on click, that is click is related to the save data save in the last model footer, that is the data save model. So just copy that and paste it here. When we click on the save button, okay, so just use function, and in which you can pass event and any name you have to want in pass in the function. So after that variable form, and just I want to get the form from the model. So $sign this is related to the placeholder. So placeholder dot parents, that is the model. So parents, that is dot model, that is the class, and dot find, in the model you just find the form, and in the action URL what, form dot attribute, and that method is related to the form dot action, that is attribute is action. So that is the action, that is create of the post method. Okay, so a variable action URL is there and the form is there. So what the send data you want to send by using form, just I want to send the whole form when we click on the save button. So just serialize your form content. So form dot serialize and pass to that form to the data. So just $sign dot pass dot post that is action URL, and the send data dot done function, and in the done function what you got, that is the placeholder element dot find model dot model hide. Just I want to after that if you add a data, when we click on the save button, that model will be hide and data will be added into the table. So just create a post action method for the create and return redirect to the same partial view. So add employee and use context dot employees dot add emp and $sign dot save changes. So thank you guys for watching this video, and keep watching all other videos which is related to that part that is related to modal pop-up, and the remaining part is in the next video, that is the delete by using modal pop-up, edit by using modal pop-up, and details of by using modal pop-up. So you have to check your that thing, that is name is Jacob and email is xyz@gmail.com, and when we click on the save button, your data will be saved into the database table. You have to check when we click on the refresh button. So that is, thank you very much for watching this video.